past having 2.5 of the bottom 2 leaves dried, but we had picked the scapes about 20 days ago. After picking scapes, you want to wait 20 days before you start harvesting. As you can see, this is dry, 2 dry, 3 dry. We have 3.5 dry leaf stems. And it's not rained much here, so the ground is very dry. So you can't really just pull them out. It will break. And here's our garlic. See that this one was a nice one. So these are Montana Giant. That's the variety. It's actually, we're in our 5th year growing this back from the seed we harvest every year. And we're pretty happy with it. Stores really well, good flavor, and it's got, it's hardy, so even when we get tons of rain, it actually can handle the moisture. Some varieties don't do well with that. But as you can see, this is going to be a busy weekend of pulling garlic. I'm guessing it's close to about 2,000 bulbs that needs to be pulled, give or take. All right, day 2 garlic harvest. The variety I'm quite impressed with and happy about that we've been conserving for the last 2 years. German Porcelain. I don't think we've eaten much of it ourselves at all. I've just been planting back. So this is the kind of bulb I love to see when they're about, yay size. My hands are not that small, but this bulb makes them look tiny. This is your $30 per pound garlic right here. This is the seed variety. And that's where your families will love you the most, when they see this wonderful giant sized garlic and they can't eat it. Because we plant back all the big stuff, and these are the bulbs that go to the kitchen first. So we'll separate all the garlic in 3 categories: seed, culinary, and then our kitchen first. So let's go ahead and pull this one out. I have a feeling this is going to be a pretty big bulb. Oh yeah, that's a good size bulb. That is quite a nice size bulb. There's another good one right here. It's pretty. Yep, that's another wonderful jumbo size German Porcelain garlic. Very happy with this variety. Just to show in contrast, I happen to have a rechargeable battery in my pocket. I figured I'd put that next to the garlic just to give you an idea of the size of the bulbs. And this is why you want to make sure you pull all of the garlic scapes. So now this one we missed. So I want you to look at the difference and the bulb on this one. And of course this plant was a little bit, maybe it was getting out competed, but we also left a scape on it. Look at that, and next to it, look at that. So definitely make sure you pull out those garlic scapes and eat them. Look at all this healthy soil. All these little earthworms, and that's what, so you focus on your soil, it'll focus on your food. I love seeing, and a lot of people get grossed out when they see this, but your soil is doing good when you got all these little earthworms. So keep adding organic matter to your soil. Unintended potato. Didn't realize this potato was right here. Yeah, probably why the garlic is a little bit smaller. Yeah, there's this giant red Lesotho potato sitting next to it, but I'm gonna bury it back in. So when we come back, maybe it'll be bigger, because you can see the plant Hasn't started dying back with this potato yet, but once it does start turning yellow a little bit, we'll cut it off, let the skins harden a bit. Yeah, this red Lesotho was a volunteer from last year. We had red Lesothos here, and this garlic just pulled from right next to right where the potato plant is. Ideally, you don't want them right on top of each other, but clearly they can coexist a little bit. Now this potato's got to be, I mean, the one we left was probably pretty deep in the ground, survived all winter, and sprouted. And you can see on the very surface we got potatoes. So I'm going to go ahead and cover these back up. They're still connected, so they can continue growing. Oh, look at this guy right here, helping us grow food. I like to always say you want to work with nature, not against it. And forests are the reason we're not needed there every day. It's God's perfect system to water, to do weeding. You want to focus on organic matter, all those trees dropping all those leaves. The breakdown, the microbacteria, and all the trees watering the plants every day in the morning from the morning dew. It's a perfect system, so replicate whatever little bit you can from it. It'll work. It'll help. So I think we're a little bit late on pulling some of these ones. You don't want them to get that dry, so it should have been pulled. This should have probably been pulled a week ago. So these ones we're gonna have to make sure we eat first. So the garlic in this section of the bed near that potato plant has been, just about all of it has come out quite large in size. So one difference further down that way, we have less organic matter in that side of the bed, where over here that organic matter has been broken down by these earthworms. They're leaving the worm castings right where we want them to. Look, this right here, I just pulled a bulb from here. Right there you got 3 big earthworms and a lot more that are kind of like hard to pick, but the soil is just really nice. There's another one. We got 4. So lots of good insects, friendly insects, good gardening allies in this soil. So you want to feed them and they'll feed your soil. Now look at this bulb right here. I don't even have to use my shovel right there. It kind of gives you an idea. That's a nice size bulb. So let's get it out. Oh, good one. That's a good one right here. That's a really nice bulb. There's another really nice garlic bulb. By the time I got my camera out, a lot of the earthworms had kind of started moving deeper. They're here. Look at that. Look at that bulb. Yeah, it's actually in there. The little pieces of wood you find around here and there lying, don't try to burn them or for no reason. If you're going to burn them to use that, great. But throw them in your garden. Earthworms love little pieces of wood, even large ones. Oh, look at that. One worm here, another one worm here. These guys are helping. Basically, they're putting the vermiculture or worm castings right where you need them. Right where you need them. So let's get this garlic bulb out. All the fuss is about. Oh, wow. Oh, yes. Look at that. Look at that bulb. Though it was unintentional, potatoes and garlic can actually tolerate, and you can technically actually intercrop with them if you give them enough space. Here, that was not the case, but we've still pulled some massive bulbs from right next to this potato plant. This potato was just too close to this garlic bulb as I was trying to get to it. Of course, they will compete a bit for nutrients, but you know what? When garlic comes with a little potato, I'll take it. That's not bad. So here we still had a couple of weeds left, but and we have intercropped some spinach that's now gone to seed with garlic. So garlic can tolerate, if you have very rich, healthy, well-nourished soil, some closer interplanting. Ideally, you don't want to do that if you're not familiar with the nutritional content in your soil. But let's take a look. Now this garlic bulb, you can see the spinach plants right here. They're about 4 inches apart. But that's a good sized garlic bulb right there. Actually quite a nice size. That is seed size. And here's the last of the German porcelain garlics. Let's see. I'm hoping it's a nice big one. I think it's going to be. Bolted a little bit, but you can kind of see the size of these cloves. Make my thumb look small. Day 3 garlic harvest. We're getting there. About 50% done. So today we'll start with this variety called Russian Inferno. It's not the top on the list for us, but it's a nice additional option to have, that's for sure. So I just pulled one out here. So it's got a pretty nice purple hue to it, but a lot of the times it'll be like multiple little ones that come out. So when you plant it, it's hard to just get one clove in. You can see the couple, maybe 2 years ago, I had dug this up for, I think, harvesting potatoes or something, and I put a bunch of manure underneath. So we have sheep, so we try to use a lot of our sheep bedding that gets, well, pretty much wherever they're eating hay, you'll have a lot of hay, manure, everything mixed up, and we'll try to use as much of that in the garden as possible. So that's a decent sized garlic, I'd say, right here. For this variety, that's pretty good. And this variety does handle the cold really well. That's one of the reasons we've continued with it. So even after your first frost, this garlic will handle it, tolerate it relatively well. And overall, it's pretty good. Good looking garlic, that's for sure. See, this one tends to have tons of little cloves all over. It's a very hardy garlic, but from a clove perspective, you will be peeling much more than like the German porcelain. They're large cloves and peel quite easily. With this one, a lot of flavor, but will require a little bit more work peeling. So one of the challenges with the Russian Inferno, and we'll see what it looks underneath, but you can clearly tell we didn't get to these scapes, but I'm just gonna go ahead and harvest it regardless. It scapes much differently. You'll see they're kind of like still tiny, they're kind of stuck in here, but the bulbils are actually much larger. These ones are on the smaller side because when we planted, instead of one, it's actually 3 different cloves. And that's one of the challenges with this variety, Russian Inferno, that sometimes it's hard to tell if it's 1 clove or 3, because they can be in the skin of 1 clove. You can still have 3 cloves in there. But I don't mind that with this variety, because if you, let's pull this out and you'll see why. Because they'll actually still end up turning decent sized cloves. So from the spot of 1, it's like a buy 1 get 2 free. I'd say average size cloves. It's definitely not seed size, but it's not a bad size. Another one of the Russian Infernos. This one looks like a pretty decent size. Though it's a hardneck garlic, but I guess if they're soft enough, the stems, you could actually braid it. Oh yeah, that's a good size bulb right there. This is one of our first Paradise Red hardneck garlic that I've just pulled. This bed, half this bed right here is Paradise Red. So let's get these out. They're pretty much ready. As you can see on this one right here, 1 leaf, 2, 2.5, they're starting to go. There's probably another leaf further down that we can't see anymore. You can see on 2x4. That's a pretty good sized garlic. Oh, that's a good one. That is a pretty good sized bulb. I think it's the biggest one on this variety I've pulled so far, but I'm expecting much larger bulbs out of this variety in past years. Definitely produced some jumbo sized bulbs, but I'll take these. So far going quite well with Paradise Red here. We got some wonderful, beautiful, great sized bulbs. Just to give you an idea, they're pretty darn big bulbs. We haven't been getting much rain, but that's actually good for garlic towards the end. Once you have the bottom 2 or 3 leaves dry, if you get too much water in there, those dry leaves will start rotting, and then slowly rot will spread to the rest of your garlic. So you don't want to water the garlic a lot as the leaves start to dry. And if you get heavy rains, you're in a tough spot. So let's pull this one out. And look at that, great garlic. So this is the last Paradise Red garlic that we've pulled. I wanted to pull one with you guys. This has been a good garlic year. A little bit of lack of rain, definitely. Another nice one. Another good garlic. Love the purples in there. It's one reason I love. One of these years we're gonna breed our own garlic variety. I've been saying that for 5 years. It'll probably take me 5 years to do that, but one of these years. So here's a Paradise Red. So got one pretty good sized German Red. And these are late December, sometime in January planted. So quite happy with the result. Most of them are going to be on the small side, but I think we'll get enough out of it that are large enough to be close to, I guess, culinary size. Big. We'll just take the biggest ones and save them for seed. This was a nice one, German Red. Again, planted late December, early January. Actually, it was a double. For a double, it's quite impressive. The size of this thing. See, I'm liking these doubles a lot more. We've gotten a whole bunch of doubles that were of very decent size. So I'll take doubles of this size anytime. So here we are. What I believe I've made it to is the last garlic bulb from the German Red variety. This bed has all been harvested. It's about 50 feet. No, I think it's more than 50 feet long. 55 feet long, 4 feet wide. This was about half a bed of German Red. Then tomatoes started over there. That's been harvested. This entire bed has been harvested right here. And then this one down here has been harvested. Now we start amending the soil a little bit and planting other crops. And the last garlic that I believe is the last one is right over here. So let's just get this one out and we can start focusing on getting this cured. Now this definitely was a January plant, but you know, that's pretty good. Thank you. So it's pretty much garlic everywhere right now. This right here is the German Porcelain, and this is all the seed variety that we got hanging up here, curing. We'll slowly get everything else hung too. This sunroom's gonna be full of garlic and gonna smell very, very garlicky.